Imagine this. You and your team of rockstar employees are creating impactful goals that are directly in line with your unique vision, all while you enjoy each other's company and soak in the beauty of an amazing location. Sound good? I'm Steph Tuss, CEO of Life Is Now, and I have been running really effective team retreats for our team for the last 3 years. Today, I'll teach you to do the same for your team. In this video, I'll be breaking down if team retreats are the right fit for you, exactly how I structure my team retreats, things to avoid when you're considering doing team retreats, and then stay tuned because at the end, I'm going to share a very special way to make this memorable for everyone involved. All right, let's get into it. I think team retreats are a fit for any size business. However, I think there are specific ways that they need to be done based on your size of business. So for example, if you're a 2-person team, you might not need to go away for an entire week. However, if you have a very large team, your team retreats may be broken down into specific department retreats or leadership retreats that then do breakout sessions and then come back together as a group. I think that team retreats are valuable in every situation, just really depends on your team size. You could also do a team retreat on a budget. A lot of people have this misconception that you have to take your team retreat away to this 5-star getaway in order to give them the full retreat experience. That's actually not the case. Really, the goal of a team retreat is to set aside dedicated time without distraction to both look back at what's happened in the past so you can learn from it, and also look forward and make sure that you're creating toward your vision. That really can be done in any setting. You could reserve a pavilion at a park and meet for 4 hours outside the office, and it wouldn't cost you anything other than maybe some snacks and beverages. Or, and what we've done in the past is once a year, we treat our entire team to a 5-star retreat at a beautiful location where everyone's there for 4 or 5 days. And we intermingle business building, vision casting, and also a lot of fun activities to really create cohesion within our team. In terms of how often you hold your team retreat, it really is up to you. We hold 2 larger team retreats a year and 2 smaller team retreats a year because we set goals on a yearly and quarterly basis so that we're constantly looking at what we just did, and we're also consistently assessing where we're going, what needs to change, what are we doing to bring the company forward. But there are other companies that do team retreats twice a year or even once a year, and that's fine as well. One key question I get all the time is, should I pay my employees to attend the retreat? So for us, we try to do all of our team retreats during the work week, and then we build in dinners and fun games and activities that are optional, but everybody opts in because they're amazing. So try to keep your team retreats during work hours and the fun stuff outside so people can opt in or opt out. We have a very specific way that we structure our team retreats. First, I open every team retreat by doing a shared activity where we each list out what we think would make the retreat a success. And on a flip chart, I write success at the top. We go around the room and everyone talks about what they would like to get from the retreat. And we hear things like a clear plan, a clear vision, to have fun, to get to know my team members better. By the end of that activity, I have a full flip chart of everyone's expectations for the team retreat, so I know what I'm shooting for in terms of making sure that I hit on those things so that it's a success for everyone. The next thing I do is I lead everyone through a look back activity. So we do 3 things. We celebrate our wins, we talk about our weaknesses, and we talk about our biggest lesson. If you're not ever talking about your mistakes or your weaknesses and then talking about what you learned from them, they're kind of a wasted opportunity. Then before I get really into the meat of the retreat, we talk about vision. And we set our vision based on a 3-year plan. Everyone reads it together. Our vision is more like a 3D world of where we see ourselves in 3 years, what each department looks like, feels like, how it's operating, what does the environment look like. And we take everybody through rereading that vision to make sure we're all on the same page and all understanding where we're going. Give your team time and space to ask questions about that vision. Because just because it makes sense in your head and the words make sense in your brain doesn't mean that your team members see how they fit into that overall vision. And the idea is that when you state your vision, that every single team member can hear that vision and they can actually see how they can play a large part in the achievement of that vision. And then from that vision, we break it down into a yearly and then quarterly objectives and key results. We call those OKRs. And if you want me to teach you about OKRs, just comment below and we'll create a separate video about that because it's a pretty big topic. But the idea is with objectives and key results is that you pick one theme for the year and that's your focus. Not that you don't do other things in the business as well. When you can keep the main thing, you make more progress toward that main thing rather than chasing multiple bunnies. And everybody can get galvanized behind that one main thing. So we all go through, and that takes probably 4 to 6 hours for everyone to come up with objectives and key results. The thing that we don't do is we never hand down objectives and key results. They are co-created with all of our team members, because if you don't co-create, you don't get 100% buy-in, and if you don't get 100% buy-in, you don't get the results. After we go through objectives and key results, we then switch to our system of 360 feedback. So 360 feedback is our accountability system. We don't do old archaic KPIs and yearly reviews. Instead, we have a system of peer review where everyone reviews everybody else in the company and your peers really hold you accountable. Actually, they don't need to hold you accountable because you're holding yourself accountable. We talk through that, talk about what we learned, who we want to have a follow-up conversation with, and if you want more information on the 360 feedback, let me know below in the comments and I'll create another video about that because again, that's a big topic. So once we've done our look back, objectives and key results, 360 feedback, and once we cover vision, that's where we go into a specific area of growth. Sometimes if I'm noticing that our team is having difficulty with conflict, we'll do activities based around getting comfortable around conflict and turning conflict from conflict, like conflict, to debate. Because without debate, you can't have the best idea. And in order to have a successful company, you need the best idea. Or maybe I'll see that people are complaining a lot. So I'll introduce a new book about how to be complaint-free, and our team will take a challenge of trying to be complaint-free for 21 days. I think team retreats are crucial to the success of a business. Without people being bought in, without people being excited about where you're going, without people communicating, you can't do what you need to do. If you've got a big vision, you can't do it yourself. You need people to be bought into that vision. You need to develop your people. You need to be a leader that they want to follow, and you really can't do that without setting time aside every 4 months, every 3 months, every 6 months to gather as a team and to really talk about what's important. Otherwise, you're in reactionary mode all the time, and that's no way to run a team or to run a business. As I mentioned before, I have a special bonus tip for you on how you can make your retreats extra special. So I usually throw in 2 to 3 team challenges. Sometimes team retreats can be really heady, and sometimes you kind of just need to break out of that energy and get the creative juices flowing. So I will throw in team challenges, like for example, cutting holes in a tarp and making everyone stand and hold the tarp and try to keep a tennis ball from falling through those holes. So they have to work together as a team, but they're also under pressure because they're under time constraints. They have to communicate effectively to win, and it's also a whole lot of fun. The idea behind after those challenges is that you come back together as a team and you debrief about how that relates to their role and how that felt for them and how they showed up as a leader and how they communicated and what made them a success. Because the truth is how you do anything is how you do everything. So throwing these really fun team challenges in is a way for the team members to see how they interact with each other, to create a closer bond, to work on something together as a team that's fun and outside the usual kind of work idea, but also is a real opportunity for personal and professional growth within the retreat itself. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, subscribe, like, share with your friends, and drop your dream retreat location below in the comments. I'd love to see where you'd like to take your team on your next team retreat.